Hi guys, it's Katie. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video is going to be a food prep or meal prep, whatever you want to call it. I went grocery shopping today. It's Sunday. It's about 3:45. I went grocery shopping today by myself. It was so nice. I went to H Mart and Aldi. I got a ton of produce. So I got all of this that you see here. I also got all this fruit that's back here. So I'm really happy to see all of this fresh produce. It means my meals are going to be fresh and healthy and delicious this week. It just means I have a little bit of extra work to do on the front end. So that's what this video is. Today for Sunday, my goal is to get this kind of cleaned up, get it washed, get it trimmed, get it packed up so that it lasts in the fridge and doesn't go bad, and so that it's easy to grab. And I'm going to pack it in my fridge neatly. And then tomorrow, I'm going to take these ingredients and start building the components for my meals for the week. And I'll put it all together in this one video. So I already shared my meal plan in my Monday meal plan video. So I will link it down below. It's kind of a lengthy, chatty video. I try to make it a little more streamlined next time. But if you don't want to watch that video, you can just kind of skim here if you can read my handwriting. But as far as what's going to be in this video, I have a bunch of veggie prep for Monday's grain bowl. I'm going to make potato salad ahead of time for Tuesday's meal. I'm also going to portion up a ham. We're having ham tonight for dinner, Sunday night, and then I'm going to portion it up into sliced ham for Tuesday night, and then also diced up ham for a ham and pineapple stir fry. I'm going to make bacon ahead of time in the oven so that I can just crumble it into eggs, scramble up some eggs to make some quick breakfast burritos. I'll probably also cut up some veggies for that. And then for Thursday and beyond, I'm probably not going to do prep, at least not in this video. I don't like to do veggies too far ahead. I don't think that they stay as nice as they would if I did them closer to when I use them. And also these meals are a little bit simpler, so I kind of make my meal plan in that way on purpose. So there's not much that I need to prep for this anyway. And then on Sunday I'm going to make a kimchi fried rice. So my goal is to get all of the bits of all of this produce that didn't get used, use it in a stir fry or a fried rice or a soup or something, and then go back to the grocery store and do it all over again next week. So lots of fresh produce is my goal for my meal plans going forward. So like I said, today I'm just going to get all this cleaned up. I'll probably just do a short montage with some peppy music to get you motivated. If you like meal preps, food preps, give my video a thumbs up. I'm going to try to do these as often as possible for you this new year, and let's get started. I got a new compost bucket I'm really excited about. I love it. I had just like an old dirty bucket that you probably hated seeing on my counter. But I got this on Amazon. It's so nice, and I love the green in the inside, and it's got a nice handle and everything. It's a little bit small, especially for my food prep days, but I do like it because I can put it underneath my sink. I cleared out a little space, so I can put it under my sink, and when I'm not using it or when I'm not cooking, it's out of the way, so I do like that. I can link it down below if you want to see the one I got. But I will just get you guys pointed down here, and basically I'm just going to wash a bunch of vegetables and pack them up. First up, collard greens. Haha! Almost bested by a twist tie. It's so cold outside. My cold water coming into the house is frigid. My hands are very cold. I don't usually get this many bell peppers at once, but I really wanted to take advantage of the sale at Aldi. I have a lot of bell peppers in my meals this week. I'm going to leave them whole as long as possible until I start actually building those meals, because they will last much, much longer. But I don't want to keep them in the plastic bags because they'll get a little bit slimy. So these are really actually nice and fresh and crisp, so I think they'll last a long time. I'm going to, like I said, once I see what I need for my meals, these will probably be cut up, a lot of these as snacks or to add to any meal. I like to have little raw, like crudité, for my family at mealtime or in between meals. And then if there's anything else after that, then I will probably cut them up and freeze them. So probably just dice them up, and that way I can throw them in chilies and sloppy joes and things like that. But for now, just to keep them contained, since there are so many of them, and I don't want to put them in a plastic bag, is I'm just kind of bundling them up in this flour sack towel. So that's a lot of bell peppers. Okay, so I have quite a bit that I have washed and cleaned up here. These are pre-washed, so I'm gonna probably, this one actually is probably gonna go straight in the freezer. The other one's gonna go in the fridge. These are for smoothies, so having it frozen is fine. These I won't pre-wash just because I don't have a container this long, and they're got a nice plastic that will keep them from getting, you know, dried out. And these I just rinse right before I use them, so no big deal. I got my potatoes here, which I don't pre-wash. And then I normally would clean this up, but with all of this stuff, I don't know if I'm going to have room to do that. So I'm going to start loading the fridge and see if I can get all this to fit. Okay, so there is all of the produce in there. It's actually not as full as I thought it was going to be. There's a little bit of breathing room, so that's nice. And we will work on this tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow. You will see me in just 1 second. Alright, so here's how I divided up the ham. This is what we'll have Tuesday. This is for the stir fry. And then I have another full pound. I cut a little bit larger that I'm just going to pack up with the drippings and the broth from the bone. And I could put that in the freezer, or I can can it. We'll see how adventurous I feel. But that will be a good start to lots of different kinds of soups. And then there was just a small amount left here that I will probably put in the freezer, and we can always make ham salad or add it to salad, or just chop it up and put it in eggs or something like that. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meals out of a $5 ham. That's not bad. Okie dokie, it's Monday, and I am just getting started here. I'm going to start by soaking rice. I also want to soak some almonds so that I can make some almond milk. And I just used the measurements on the side of the mason jar here. And I'm thinking I'm going to do do 1.5 cups of rice. Just set that here. I have my to-do list. So I'm going to soak almonds. I meant to do this yesterday. It's a little bit more than a cup. If only there were a little squirrel around here that liked nuts. Like, do you want these?
Yes!
Every time I pull my almonds out, she shows up. So anyway, about a cup. So the almonds I will soak for like 8 hours. I'll probably just do these tomorrow, so overnight. And then the rice is going to soak until I need it this afternoon. Ideally it would soak for 24 hours or more, start to sprout, but I didn't do this last night, so that's my bad. Next I'll go ahead and chop up some cilantro. I'm going to do some chopped up cilantro to put in with the rice, and then I'm going to do some like torn cilantro to top the green bowls with. And this is the cilantro that I cleaned up yesterday. This list is really in my way. So it is ready to just take what I need. Okay, and then I will use these stems because they have lots of flavor and they're tender enough. Okay. Next I will dice up some red bell pepper for the green bowl. Also cut up some scallions. So up next I'm going to make the mango salsa, or relish, I don't know what you would call it. But basically I'm just going to dice up some red onion and just start with just a little bit, and I can always add a little more. And mango. Oh, I did a terrible job. Put that in this bowl. I think I cut through too much. That's alright. I want to cut these into smaller pieces, I think. I guess that sort of works too. I've seen where you can slide it against a glass too, but at this point I'm almost done, so I'm just going to be stubborn and do it this way. Whoa, come back! But I have these two mangoes. I wanted to use them since they have been sitting on my counter. But I wanted to also tell you, I had some frozen mango that I use for my smoothies and stuff. And I know when you buy frozen fruit, a lot of times it says to serve it slightly frozen still, and I think that's just a texture thing. Especially like frozen peaches, they don't turn out great once they're thawed. So if they're a little bit frozen, it still gives the texture of a fresh fruit. But I wanted to see how bad it was. And so I had just this last little bit in this bag, and I just put it in the fridge last night. And so these are, thawed all the way, and the texture is fine. Like, I don't know that I would know this from fresh. So you could just use frozen mango too. So if that's something you want to keep in your freezer, or cut up fresh mangoes and freeze them, then you wouldn't have to wait for a mango sale. And there's actually some juice in here. I'm going to put that, whoa, I'm going to pour that all over my counter. I'm going to put that in the container too, so that it can kind of mix with the other. I'm going to put some lime juice in this to give it a little bit of something and to help the flavors sort of marinate together. So that actually, those two mangoes gave me quite a bit. There's still quite a bit here on the seeds, but I'm going to give those to my daughter as a snack, but she doesn't know it yet, so shh. Alright, so I'll stir this up and see what it looks like as far as the amounts. I'm thinking I might go ahead and put just a little bit of this cilantro in, just to give a little contrast in color. I think that's a nice amount of onion, and actually this looks really good. You could eat this with a spoon. Can you even see it? That's what it looks like. So I'm going to get a couple limes squeezed on there. These are actually enormous limes. Cut it into smaller pieces to get it in my little squeezer. I'm doing a terrible job of showing you what I'm doing today. I'm not sure about adding a little bit of salt. I was thinking maybe a little bit of salt and or maybe just a little drizzle of honey. Let me taste this. A little bit of everything. It doesn't need honey. That mango is really sweet and delicious. Surprisingly, maybe a little bit of extra lime, even though that was a really big lime. But I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it set, and then we can always do a squirt of lime over our bowls. But that's my mango salsa, mango relish. And my compost bucket is overflowing. But it's actually sleeting outside, so just pretend you don't see it. Alright, next I'm going to shred up the lettuce for the green bowl. I wouldn't do this ahead, except for we're having this tonight, so. This kind of lettuce this is red leaf lettuce, so it's a little bit more delicate, so it'll be fine for tonight though. Meal one prepped. Okay, next up, I'm just going to bake bacon for breakfast burritos, basically. That way it's pre-cooked and I don't have to worry about cleaning up baking grease splatter. Alright, so this goes into a 400 degree oven for 15 minutes. I usually just hang it out in the kitchen and keep an eye on it. Next I'm going to make some potato salad, so I'll get some potatoes started to boil. Alright, so I'm going to add some salt and bring this up to a boil. Okay, and while that's cooking, I'll go ahead and make the mayonnaise. I have a whole video on my channel showing how to make mayonnaise, including some tips. So if you've never made it, you can learn how to make it, and if you've made it, but it doesn't always turn out great, check out the tips, because I made it a bunch of times and it failed until I figured out the best way for me to make it. Okay, there's my homemade mayonnaise. And just do one scallion for the color. Bacon is just finishing up and the potatoes just coming to a boil. It looks like I got everything on my list done. I just need to cut up some onion and pepper for the breakfast burritos, and then I'll get this all cleaned up and show you the final result. Okay. Bacon's a little bit overdone, but we will have to make it work. Nectar of the gods. Alright, here is everything prepped for the grain bowl. I got my potato salad, my bacon, my peppers and onions for the breakfast burritos. I made up these snack boxes, plus all of my produce freshly washed and packed up in the fridge. Hopefully you enjoyed this food prep. Hopefully it encourages you to get in the kitchen and make something from scratch. See you guys next time. Bye!